Why does your granddad's old grimy tarp still keep out rain better than your expensive high-tech jacket? It's not nostalgia, it's fact. Modern gear, with all its fancy membranes, fails after a season, but that ancient stiff canvas, still waterproof. It's absurd, and it makes you question what we call progress. WWII era canvas ground sheet, pour water on it, it beads up, mocking your modern gear. How did a generation with radios as luxury create something so perfect, so indestructible? The answer: war. They weren't building for comfort, they were building for survival. Back then, good enough wasn't enough. They engineered for permanence. Soldiers' lives depended on gear that worked no matter what. No cutting corners, no cheap materials, just over-engineering for the worst. That tarp was built to survive mud, sun, freezing cold, and still work. Let's peel back the layers and see what made this material tick. This isn't just about fabric, it's about ingenuity under pressure. It's a testament to a time when durability was everything. A simple agricultural solution became the world's toughest textile. That old canvas isn't just a tarp, it's a masterpiece of engineering. It's a story of desperation, innovation, and a relentless pursuit of better. And maybe, just maybe, it'll make you see that battered old tarp in a whole new light. Sometimes, the simplest solutions are the most brilliant. WWII wasn't just fought with weapons. It was a battle against mud, rain, and cold. Soldiers faced frostbite, trench foot, and ruined gear from soaking wet canvas. A sodden pack meant ruined food, ammo, and morale. The old untreated canvas was useless, soaked through, heavy, and miserable. Generals knew, fix the gear or lose the fight. The challenge? Make canvas invincible, fast, and cheap. It had to be tough, light, odorless, and safe. No flammable, smelly oils. Old methods failed. They needed a breakthrough in waterproofing. This wasn't a request, it was a desperate command. If the canvas failed, the soldier failed. The stakes were that high. Chemists and engineers were under immense pressure. They weren't just making a product, they were forging a shield. The race was on: conquer the rain, or risk losing everything. The fate of the war, in part, hung on a better tarp. Sometimes the smallest innovations decide the biggest battles, and this was one of them. When crisis hits, you turn to the quiet geniuses, the backroom boys. Their mission waterproofed the Allied war machine. They didn't reinvent the wheel, they perfected what sailors had used for centuries: wax. Old methods were crude, sticky, smelly, and short-lived. The backroom boys experimented, mixing waxes, oils, and chemicals. Their labs reeked of paraffin and linseed, but they pressed on. It was trial and error, hundreds of failed formulas, each one a lesson. They tested canvas to destruction, freezing, boiling, scraping, soaking. Slowly, a formula emerged. A blend, not just a single ingredient. They created a chemical symphony, waterproof, flexible, and tough. This wasn't just science, it was alchemy, turning canvas into armor. Their breakthrough would outlast the war, and the men who made it. The miracle blend was simple: 3 parts, perfect synergy. First, paraffin wax, the main waterproof barrier, cheap and effective. But paraffin alone is brittle in the cold. Enter beeswax, soft, flexible, a natural plasticizer. Beeswax kept the canvas pliable, stopping cracks and failures. The third ingredient, a chemical agent, often copper salt. This bonded the wax to the cotton and killed mold and mildew. In jungle or mud, untreated canvas rotted. This stopped it cold. Paraffin for waterproofing, beeswax for flexibility, chemical for durability. Each solved a problem the others couldn't. The result: a fabric that was waterproof, flexible, and rot-proof. Simple, elegant, brutally effective. This was the recipe for immortality. It wasn't high-tech, it was just smart. The genius was in the balance, not the complexity. This blend turned ordinary canvas into a legend. It was a solution born of necessity, perfected by ingenuity. And it worked, better than anything before or since. Having the formula was one thing, mass-producing it was another. The process was industrial, relentless, and brilliantly simple. Giant rolls of canvas were dunked in molten wax, fibers opened by heat. The wax soaked deep, not just coating but infusing the fabric. Steel rollers squeezed out excess, ensuring even coverage. Too much wax? Heavy and stiff? Too little? Weak spots. The result: a fabric with a unique feel and smell, utterly dependable. Once cured, it was cut and sewn into gear that defined an era. The legend wasn't born in a lab, but on the factory floor. This was the birth of the indestructible tarp. After the war, surplus waxed canvas flooded the world. Soldiers brought it home. It was the best gear they'd ever used. On farms, it covered tractors, wood piles, and hay bales. It survived decades of weather, refusing to fail. Duffel bags became fishing and camping gear, passed down generations. The fabric was repurposed. Tool rolls, aprons, log carriers. Stories abound: tarps still waterproof after 70 years, gun cases still protective. These weren't just objects. They were heirlooms, living history. Every scuff told a story. This was no disposable product. The post-war years proved the blend's durability wasn't a fluke. Built for war, it thrived in peace, outlasting everything else. Waxed canvas beat time and weather just as it had bullets and mud. Let's be honest, modern synthetic gear is a lie. Gore-Tex, high-vent, Futurelight, they sound high-tech, but they're fragile. Membranes clog, coatings wear off, layers peel, planned obsolescence. Waxed canvas? It's brutally simple. Cotton and wax. No pores to clog, no films to peel. When your plastic jacket fails, it's landfill. Waxed canvas? Just re-wax and go. It's repairable, sustainable, and gets better with age. Modern gear is a short-term rental. Waxed canvas is a lifetime purchase. It's a different philosophy. Buy once, care for it, and it lasts. Heavier? Sure. Less breathable? Maybe. But it's honest and tough. Waxed canvas was built for a world of consequences. It's dependable in a way no plastic-coated fabric can match. Your jacket gets old and broken. Waxed canvas gets character. Durability over disposability. Simple as that. The old ways weren't just good. They were better. Sometimes progress means remembering what worked. Waxed canvas is proof. Simple, rugged, and built to last. That's real innovation. Think waxed canvas is just a relic? Think again. Some brands never forgot how to build things right. Filson and Barber, legends in waxed cotton, still making gear to last generations. Their know-how helped win the war, and their products are still investments, not fashion. New artisan brands are rediscovering waxed canvas, rejecting throwaway culture. These makers prove quality and durability still matter. When you buy from them, you're choosing craftsmanship over obsolescence. That old tarp in your granddad's shed? It's more than waterproof, it's a symbol. It reminds us of a time when things were built to survive anything. The chemists weren't thinking profit, they were thinking survival. Their work gave fabric near immortality. Today, we live in a disposable age, but that tarp is a lesson in resilience. It's about a mindset built for longevity, repairability, and integrity. When you make something to last, you create a legacy. These objects become keepers of memory, passed down through generations. WWII waxed canvas is proof. Simple solutions can outlast everything else. Sometimes the best way forward is to look back and build to survive.